Right, so I'm going to look at a different game today. This is Anno 2070. Anno is the Latin for year, as in Anno Domini. So this is about the year 2070. There are a few in the series. There's Anno 1404 and Anno 23 something, I think. So there's one further in the future and there's one in the past. This is my favourite one of the three, and I think there might be another one somewhere. But this is my favourite, and I thought I'd take you through it. It's a much more slower-paced game than things like I've played before. But this is my zen. This is where I like to chill. Um, we will say if you do play this game, yes, it is a slow-paced game, but it can bite you in the ass. So you do have to think, and you do have to be careful, and you do have to plan a little bit. So you start out with the one little island.
Command ship ready to go.
Oh, that's your
Navigation systems online.
okay. So this is your AI.
I'm at your service.
I know you are, dear.
Command ship ready to go. Command ship ready to go.
Thank you. Right. So what I've done there is
Communication system. Your order has been.
Right. So this is your base, your ark. You can go underwater with it, but you can't really do much once it's up. It's just kind of like the central hub. And this is your starting warehouse. This is where you start on the first island. Now, the map is divided into hundreds of different islands, or 20, 30 different islands in this case. And each one has different resources, and you have to build an empire, build civilization. So let's get started. So you start off on one island, and you can explore further around later. So what the first thing we're going to do is send our ship.
Reporting delivery of ordered goods.
That we've just seen there on a quick perimeter patrol around the whole map, so that we get an idea of what's laying on the outside. Because right now we don't need that ship. You get given that one, and that's your general purpose. It's got some firepower, but not much. It can carry a little bit of in one of these slots.
Island.
In one of these slots, you can put in resources. So you've got 3 slots for resources there. So you can carry something, but not much. You can fight, but not brilliant. It's not. Yeah. So there's a bit of this, bit of that ship. So this is our starting ship, starting island even. It's not fantastic, to be honest. We've discovered a new one over here. Well, look at that, that's a bit better. What's this one got? Okay. Well, you can have different seeds on each island. So this one you can have tea, rice, and coffee. On our home base, it's the same thing, tea, rice, and coffee. And you get an extra fertility when you buy some seeds.
New island located.
Okay, so there's another island. And this one can place fruit, durum wheat, and veg. Okay, and if I push this out...
Salman Devi, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Right, yeah.
The SAAT Scientific Council is thrilled at what you are doing here.
Thank you. Now, these are NPC characters. They have their little bases. Sometimes, and a few of the factions will actually land and make actual land bases like we do. Now, there's 2 different factions.
Registering mainland.
She's going to keep interrupting me when I send him off. I shouldn't have done this when I was doing the intro, should I really? So there's 2 factions you can play. You can either play the nice Eden project, who are the Greens. They do everything renewable power, nice, and they don't corrupt the environment. Or you can have the other one. I've forgotten the name. Dang it! I've played this game so long and I've forgotten the other one's name. Never mind. But they are an industrial one. They use coal and digging, and they're basically ruining the environment. And each faction poses its own challenges in that. The Greens, you have to work for power, and in the industrial ones, you have to work to improve the environment, and it's much more complicated. Okay. So to start off, we're going to stick down a city centre. I like to put mine We're going to put in a warehouse first to extend our usable area. Warehouses are the storage. I'll go into that in a bit more a bit later.
New island coordinates acquired.
You put down a city centre like this, and that circle you saw around it, yeah, that white circle, is the area in which it is useful to build in. Now,
Registering mainland.
thank you. So this is our city centre. It's a little plaza. It just resembles. It just means the centre of the city. Now, each house needs to be connected to this city centre by a road. So what I always do when I put one down, pro tip, is put the road all the way around the city centre. Therefore, you can put buildings where you need them. Okay, and these are the houses. They cost 2 of the building blocks, building modules to build. 2 or was it 3? 2. And this is your basic.
New buildings available for construction.
Your basic house. I've put down 3 there. Okay. And you can hear all the little people talking. I love it. Look, you see little people walking around when you zoom right in. Now you start off with the eco workers, these guys, and they have needs.
What should I say? I'm doing great.
You can be
Good
proud
for
of
you,
yourself.
mate. Good for you. Now these guys need food. Community. These are not unlocked yet. Once you fulfill the needs of the house, it will upgrade itself to the next level of society. So these are just the worker bees. These are right at the bottom of the totem pole, if you like. So community is being in touch with a community centre like this.
Honestly, without you, we never would have made it this far.
Thank you. I know I'm wonderful, but can I talk to the people on the good lad? Now, community is filled by being in touch by road.
Registering mainland.
So the community centre. I should have thought this video out a little bit better, and then we wouldn't have had this. So that would be community. Now we need to put food. Okay, and if we go into the building options, you have the different people down here. These are for each level of society you unlock. They have their own building. So this is the general eco workers. You can use fish, building modules. Later in a minute, you can get tea and concert halls and power staff and what have you. Now we're going to need some power, definitely. That has its own area of influence, but that's for something else. I'll talk to in a minute. So
Registering mainland.
put one of these down for now, and that gives me enough power to just. So as you can see, these are the eco guys, and we got wind power. The problem is these wind power only provide 15 power, whereas a coal power station provides a hell of a lot more. So these guys need food. Now these are the fishmongers, fish harbours, piers, what we call them.
Registering mainland.
And you can put these guys out to sea within the area of influence of the main warehouse, because that's got a little, see the little floating module on top. That guy is a drone. That drone will collect these little boats here. See, I've placed the fisheries. These guys are going to go out and fish, bring fish back, and then that little drone there will come along and collect them, take them back to central storage, and then people in the houses over here will have fish. So I'm going to put down another 3 houses this side, just so I've got a few. As in most civilization builders, world builders, you have your basic resources. Now the basic resource for building in this game are up here, are building modules and tools. Okay, your other resources to manage are the eco balance and the power. These are all the resources available on this island, and how much. The tech tree for this game is quite complicated, so you have to get used to thinking ahead. Okay, so now we're going to put down a stone grinder. This is a eco-friendly one. The other faction just have a big boring, big drill that bores a massive hole in the yeah. So they don't really care. But these guys, they care a bit more. So they have little sorters. I think if I put another one there and another one there.
Island located.
Thank you. Now, every building like this will. This is its output. Okay, it has only these two of those things to produce one every a long time, but it produces gravel. There you go. It's just produced one. Okay. Now it can only hold 5, but what happens when it reaches 5 is it needs to be connected to a warehouse. Okay, I'm going to put warehouse there just because I know how things are going to work later. So now, when this one is filled, it will collect the stone, which is being gathered here. As you see, these guys are just gently sorting through all the dirt rather than being a, impact on the environment. So now once, excuse me, once this guy collects enough stone.
Welcome. I'm Yana Rodriguez.
Yes, well done, Yana. That's another NPC we've just got. So once this guy's collected enough stone, a little bot will come out of there along the road, a little lorry drone. Only this one, the main one, has a flying drone, so for the seaport and have you. So a lorry drone will come out of here, collect the stone, and take it back to the central warehouse. Now, let's go back to the tech tree for building blocks, building modules. We put down the basalt extractor. In fact, what we're going to do, just because I know how much it's going to use, we're going to use 2 of those. Okay. And put in another one of these like this. And we have to leave 1 space for the road.
New island coordinates acquired.
Now, you don't have to go out and explore as early as I have, but I tend to do that because when you need it, it's easier not to have to wait for your vehicles to explore, if that makes any sense. When the time comes you actually need that space and need that other areas, you actually got some options that you've got directly to hand that you don't have to go and explore first. Right, so now we've got 2 of these basalt extractors. They're going sifting through, finding out the bits and pieces. The other part is what do we do with the stone? Now we build a smelter, one of these guys. Okay, these guys are 3 that way, 4 that way. So if we put 1 there and 1 there, okay, and then we put the road on, and these are the little drones come out. They've gone from the smelter there, collected the stone, and we'll watch him go up. That's not a drone, it's a guy driving it. Okay, no notes to go driving it anymore. And he puts the granules in there, and it produces a module for granule.
Saved.
Yeah. Simple, and that's your basic building block. Now my basic building blocks are set up, and I will have a constant flow of those. Now, as you grow bigger and everything, and it probably need more of these to keep up with demand, or you're always going to be waiting. But for now, I think it's plenty. So what we're going to do is pick up our little order we've got from here. See if we've got anything decent here. We've got a cloak and a levy thing. We don't really want the levy thing yet. So, right. Now we have 1 of those set up. Let's see what else we can do. Now, we can't actually do much else because we don't have enough people. Alright, so let's bang in another row there and another row there. Now, you see here, the community need is not fulfilled at all. So these guys are unhappy. These guys, very happy. These guys, angry, very angry. And the reason the community, as I said before, you need every house needs to be in touch with a road on one face. Only on one face, it doesn't need to be all the way around. So the way I build my housing blocks is 2 deep, like this, and then have a road around it, and then have blocks off of that. You can only build in the area of influence of the city centre, and I always recommend leaving the central strip free. That'll come clear in a minute. So
Additional buildings now available.
right, we've now got enough people up that we've been unlocked a new building. Now the new building is the T.
Isn't it gorgeous here?
Yep.
Oh, life can be so good.
Good. Now that's for the drinks. Look, first drinks, they need tea. So again, we need to build the tech tree for tea. Now this is quite a simple one. Just the plantations. It's a very simple one. It's a farm. You put the tea plantation thingies here. You place them down however you want in that grid. And you connect it to a warehouse. Now, there's another thing that's kind of cool about this. Is the... Let me just put these down so I'm not smart enough to concentrate on 2 things at once, I don't think. Especially not today. It is hotter than hell. I haven't slept very well on all these weird things like that. So, I need to focus for a second. Right, now the inventory system is kind of cool. Here, this is all the stuff we have. Right. Now, these warehouses and the main warehouse all have the same amount in them. What happens is centralized to the island of the resources that you gather. So whatever resources we gather on this island can be accessed anywhere on the island. Now, the production and the gathering buildings must be connected to a warehouse in order to function. So the tea guy must have a way into the warehouse to drop his tea off, right? But he doesn't need the houses don't need to be connected to that specific warehouse, or any warehouse for the houses. That's different. But let's say we were building these buildings here for the stone. We could build them on that warehouse as long as they were connected to a warehouse. They would get the resources from any of the warehouses. So it's kind of cool. But that's only as far as this island will stretch. So that you can have a building over here and gather a resource and collect it on this island. So you couldn't get one from this island and collect it from here, but it's something we can do for that a bit later. That's deeper stuff. So let's carry on. Now we have our tea plantations going. Well, we have 2 of them. We're going to put 2 more in, I think. So we got plenty of. I always make sure we got plenty of the absolute basics, because when these houses level up to the next level of society, if you like, they are going to require a whole bunch of new resources, new items for their needs, okay, to be fulfilled. But they will also need the same resources as the low-level guys, the first guys. So these resources, tea and fish, the ones we've used so far, they will be used by every layer of society in this game. So they need to be the most produced. Yeah? So you can't just make a little bit and then go, oh, well, we're good now. Because once you start expanding, you create yourself a problem and you don't have enough resources. So I'm going to stick it. You always need to have a certain amount of these houses, you just need a certain amount of the next houses, and so on before. So you need a certain amount of people before any of these will level up, upgrade. So the tea is starting to filter into the system, and as you can see, the need on this bar here is filling. So food is absolutely brilliant, community is brilliant, drink almost, and they need activity. Now, how do we get activity? We can build a concert hall, but wait, we can't yet, because if you read the description there on the bottom right, it says concert hall, tells me what I know, what I need to build it, and it satisfies the need for activity. But I need 144 workers before that one unlocks. So let's see.
Isn't it gorgeous here? Oh, life can be so good.
Thank you. I have here 108 of 128. So even if all my houses were filled completely, which they will over time, they'll trickle in, I will not have enough houses to unlock the concert hall. So let's build a few more. Now, 160. So there you go. Once these houses fill up, once these guys are full, we will have enough people to unlock the next thing. So let's quickly grab our ship and go over to here. And there it is. It's our... Oh, hang on. We've still got those on board. So we need to get rid of those. Sorry about that. Now, we're going to pilot our little ship over to this NPC over here.
New island located.
Oh, and an island right next to me. What's on that one? Oh, this one's... Oh, nice. This is quite good because sugar is quite a rare one on the seeding a lot of the time. And this has got vegetables and wine. Wine. And I got, yeah, that's nice. What else? It's got oil. Yeah, all of them got basalt. It's got no sand. It's got a bit of coal. Got some iron. Limestone. Nice. Copper. Nice. Uranium. Nice. I need this island. The thing is the NPCs can build on it as well. I don't think they're going to build on it that close to me, but you know, I'm going to need to think about settling on it soon. Right, so my ship is coming. There we are. Now, we can talk to this woman here. And because we have a vessel right close by, we can buy stuff off, or later on, once we've established ourselves, we can sell stuff here.
Opportunities expanded.
That will be the
Look who's
the
back.
hall. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy everything she's got here.
You're a real find for the initiative.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to send him back. This one, the flashing one. Yeah, and there you go. The concert hall is ready. Now, the reason I said to you earlier about leaving the middle strip.
Warning. Production breakdown.
Yeah, that's the fishery. I know that because it's full. That's fine because we haven't got enough storage yet for the system I set up. So earlier I said to you about leaving the centre strip free on the housing, and this is why. Because the area of influence of these need buildings, the buildings that provide for the needs, are centralised. So the building is in the centre of the area. So if I was to put it over here, I'm actually wasting 50% of that building cost because I'm only using 50% of it. So we'll stick that in there. And now you can see activity is ready. All good. So
Registering change in demographics.
and there you go, registering change in demographics. Now that means that there it is, that one there, look. See, this one is upgraded from that to that, and we have the employees now. Now look at their need table.
Encore! Encore!
Their need table is a lot
As
more
long as you're in charge around here, we have nothing to worry about.
That's lovely. You'll have a lot more to worry about if you keep interrupting me, pal. Alright? Good. I'm only joking. You're lovely. Now, food for these guys has just become a two-pronged need. So they've got the fish there that we needed originally on these ones, but now they have sushi need. So fish will only fulfill 50% of their food needs. So we need to set up the sushi food chain, which is under these guys. It's here. So we need 39 employees in order to unlock the sushi food chain. But there is things we're going to need anyway. Now we've unlocked the second, we can do our other building blocks. So I'm going to put a tree factory. Let's have an expansion over here, please.
Registering energy shortage.
Oh, I thought you might. Right, where was the... There we are. Okay, let's stick you there. So it's a balancing act all the way through. Now, I'm going to sort out our tree farms for a minute. And what we need is a nice space that we're not going to be using again for that, so that this can just work on its own. Now, he's going to cut down the trees in that area. Here's the thing. They don't grow back. So if we put a tree nursery there, he will constantly provide trees in that area. And we can put another one of those, cutting the trees down there. Right? So, we now have trees, planks being produced and trees being planted. Cool, that's our third resource taken care of. Oh yeah, we had a upgrade. So we are limited storage, we have limited bots and stuff to help us, but with every demographic progression you can upgrade your storage buildings. So let's upgrade the main one. You see, it upgraded, and we'll get an extra bot for that. And let's upgrade the stone one because we're going to need that. Let's upgrade the T one because we're going to need that. Let's upgrade the wood one because we're going to need that. These ones are not being used. This one's not being used just yet. So, what we can do, however, is set up our tool industry. Now, these are mines. So we're going to extend our area that we can work in to here. We are going to grab the tools. We need coal, 1, 2. We need iron, 1. We are out of those thing area. Right, we're going to hit the... Oh, that's good. We got these. Good. We got those in the report. So we need one iron line for the first step. As you can see, this is the steps for the tech tree. The one we had before was the modules, just one: gather, make. Now we have a two-stage process: gather, refine, make. Okay. So game saving.
Game saved.
We have 3 mines, which we are going to connect to this warehouse. We're going to upgrade that warehouse. It's got the extra drone. Now these will mine away, gather resources, blah blah blah. Now, here we are. We need to do the second phase of the
Energy supply inadequate.
Right, okay, you're going to be a real pain in my nutsack, aren't you? You're going to make my balls ache. This is the biggest issue I have with the green faction, and it's meant to be that way, is that energy is the difficulty, is what is the hardest resource to manage. But your fertility on most of your islands is through the roof, because you have much more access. Like in a minute we're going to get more access to environmental cleaning.
Green himself nominated me as a...
Yeah, you're awesome. You're lovely, but I'm busy. So now we have the smeltery. It needs coal. So coal's going to be gathered. And then it needs iron, and iron will be gathered. And once it has that, it will produce the iron, the cast iron. And then once that has been produced, excuse me, you need the tool factory.
Negative environmental influences reduce fertility.
Yes, I know, but we can fix that very soon. Weather control station. You need just over 130 more people. Excuse me. This is dry air. It's not good. So we're going to need more people. So let's see how many of those we have. We have a bunch. Let's drop one there. One there. Let's see if we can get any more in. Right, that'll be that. Ah, I cocked up. The mode I've got it set to, you gather back everything that you put in when you destroy a building. So you can change the difficulty on these. I wouldn't recommend it from the beginning because it's quite a complicated game as it is. But you can set it so that only a 50%, 25%. Even sometimes I think you can set it to none, so you don't get anything back if you...
Warning. Need for community not met.
I know, I was doing that, but I was talking to the nice people on the video, so give me a break, Eve, Jesus. Okay, so you see, these guys are sharing all the resources that we've gathered so far, and these guys have upgraded to the next level. So, let's check the sushi. We are, yeah, the 360 is going to give us that and that. So, let's see if he's got anything we can buy.
Communication systems.
Yeah.
Awaiting your orders.
So we're going to
Request
buy.
confirmed.
We're
Delivery will take place as soon as possible.
I know. We'll buy some more building blocks just to beef up. Because this would be enough just to tick us over. But when we need to build large sections, then obviously we go and buy stuff. Each time a house upgrades, it requires...
What should I say? I'm doing great.
It requires, he says... Ah, I can't see. I can't remember how to get into that menu. It's been a while.
Ordered goods are ready for collection.
But it requires, I think, like one.
What can I do for you?
One block, one of these blocks, and one of the tools. So that's.
Heads up, folks! Trenchcoat's treasure trove is coming.
Oh, that's Trenchcoat. He's a wandering trader. You can get some good stuff off of him. Yeah, it's got nothing on them today that's interesting to me, so I'm not going to bother going all the way out there to check it out. So let's build some more houses so we can get our population up and unlock the next group of buildings. So yeah, I know there's this whole dead air thing that people don't like, but you know, the problem being is if I carry on talking to you about the game as I'm building these buildings, it's waffle. There's nothing more than waffle. So let's create another concert hall the other side of town, just to make sure that everything's covered by it. Yep. Yep. Okay, so these are going to end up being the richer of the houses because the centralizer got access to most of the resources. As you spread out, it might be the less and less wealthy neighborhoods become further out. Well, I love the fact that when they level up, they change their appearance and everything, and it looks just, and the look of the game is so cool. And these are the eco houses. They look completely different to the industrial guys' houses.
Just look how clear the water is.
Yeah, there's another one updated. Let's see our statistics. What have we got? Number of inhabitants, 15. Employees can't even be 360 yet, so we do need to. We need to drop another. How many more can we put up? Okay, we're going to drop another 4 in, so. There we go, we're getting there. Come on, 8 more and we can build the next. Now you see this is a sound center that gives you all the statistics. How many eco employees, which is the bottom layer, and workers I have, how many houses are ready.
Buildings now available.
How many buildings I'm ready for upgrade. Now, we have just unlocked the eco thing and the health food, the sushi. So if we stick one of those down by the front of here.
Energy supply inadequate.
Yeah.
Eco balance. Values rising.
Oh, that's silly. No one paying attention. Now, we said about the power station have an area of influence. This is the blue circles. Now, if you put another one in that area, it reduces the efficiency of both. So we need to put one there. Right. Now this thing is improving our environment by 15. So again, that has an area of influence. If we put another one down, they don't need to be connected to anything because they don't have a supply and demand, supply and resources and a product. So why can't we build that? We can now. There we go. Right. And there you go, that one's at 100%, it's going to build up to 15. And our soil and everything is going to be neutral, which is fine. We can put it, if we put more of those down, it will become a positive, fertile land, much more fertile, which means we'll have more and more resources for when we plant things like this. So at the moment, it's just regular, yeah, there's no bonus to it. But if we keep putting these down and got a much more positive eco balance, what's it called? Eco balance, yeah. Then we would have a fertility bonus to any farms, right? Good. Now, what do we need for...
You could make yourself useful.
Deliver the following goods to an eco workshop. No, not right now, but we'll take the quest anyway. You get quests, and this one is to fulfill. They want 6 building modules, and she wants me to take it up there somewhere. I don't have 6 spare at the moment, but you know, as is. Right, so we need rice, vegetables to make this thing. So we can put a rice field over here somewhere. I think it's going to be nice for the rice. Nice for the rice? Sorry. I do apologise. My brain sometimes works without my consent. So we'll stick one there. One there. Swap out the rice things. Bang in the roads. Okay, upgrade that. So there we are. Now we are producing rice, but here is the thing that's really complicated. Well, where it becomes complicated. It's not, this instance isn't going to be, but it will become very complicated. We can't plant vegetables on this island. Now, we could go to one of our friends we've discovered
So, you didn't forget the initiative.
and find out whether they have, this is the seed for rice, and we already have that, we don't need that. Yeah, so there's nothing here that's really any good to us. Did we find anyone else? Just the scientists. The scientists, do they have the seeds we need? No, they have a sugar. Normally they only have one seed. I found that they only really tend to have one seed on board. No, he's only got rice. So what we're going to do, on that island that was right next to us before, if I remember rightly, yep, they have the vegetable fertility. They can build, you can build vegetables on this island. So we're going to need some building supplies. I think if we go to...
Do you need the Eden Initiative's help?
Yep, we'll go you first. This is a shipyard. We're going to need this. Stick on the shipyard.
Construction opportunities.
There.
Expanded.
Right, now this is where we get left behind by the game's advancing. There's no way we're ready to go into this production line yet, because we're still working on this one. Now the reason we needed a shipyard is because we're going to set up on this island over here for vegetables. Now, to build a freight ship, we need 12 modules. I think if we leave alone for a bit, we'll have enough to do that. We don't need to build a ship just yet.
So, you didn't forget the initiative. You're on business, hey?
Yeah. No time for small talk, lady.
Agreed.
I'm going to find the scientist dude.
Welcome to SA-80.
Now the funny thing is that what we're exploring here
Game saved.
is, now you can imagine that eventually we're going to have 5, 6, maybe 10 islands, all providing different parts of our tech tree. We're going to have ships collecting stuff from those islands and then bringing them to where they're needed. And that is only half the game, because there's a whole nother production system and tech tree system
Back
underwater.
already? All done? Oh, no surprise there.
There's an underwater system. Now, I can't get underwater yet, because I haven't discovered that, but once I do, the whole ocean floor, all of this area here, this whole map, can be explored. There's and bases set up and so on. It's the game scale is ginormous, but you need all of those resources to basically get to the end. And end game is
Don't touch anything. Just a few seconds. Then I'll have some time for you. So, I must devote myself to organizational matters again.
Right, lovely, thank you, Doctor. So, the end game is technically, although it doesn't stop, there's a monument type thing, which would be like Age of Empires Wonder or something like that. It's a massive building that takes a huge amount of resources, just an obscene amount of resources to build, and a lot of time. But you can't even begin to build that until you've unlocked every single item on the tech tree. So you unlock all the demographs and all of their tech tree items. You then unlock the final building. Once you unlock the final building, you then got to have the infrastructure to produce the amount of materials needed to produce the building. So that's technically the end of the game, if you like. So what we're doing now is we're waiting for our ship, our slow-ass, rickety old knacker wagon, to get his ass all the way down here. But what we can do is we can hold down the plus on the numpad, keeping an eye on our numbers. Now, there it is, we sped up time. And as you see, because I've got the right resources on board, this appears. Build a warehouse when I get close to an island. So what I do, I'm going to want to have you there, I think. There you go. We now have, this is our island. Belongs to us. Cool, huh? So, we need vegetable patches. So let's slam down a warehouse real quick. Let's find the spot we're going to use. I think it's going to be there. This is quite a narrow island, but then vegetables are not that difficult to grow. They don't take very long, and we can get a huge amount of them. So we'll get 3 here for now. Let's ban them in. Right, first one, let's get you in, level you up. I usually have patterns of these things, but I can't be bothered today. It just, as long as they, as long as they have more than this number, so it's out of 5 they need, and they will produce that at a slow rate. But now the projection is 105%, and that will go up again in a minute. But it means they're producing vegetables a bit faster because I've invested in more, more of these trays, whatever they are. So let's just bang those down. Slap that in there. We are now ready. We are producing vegetables. That's awesome. So let's see how many loads we've got. We'll stick 10 back in there just to make sure we've got enough for this. Head back to our main hub over here. Come on, boat. Come on, boat. There we go. Right, now we'll put those in. We've got plenty, but we'll make it sure. And we build, see, this is our shipyard. We can build more of those, or we can build a dedicated freight ship.
Supply inadequate.
Yeah, it takes more energy when it's actually producing a ship than it does when it's idle. Which I like in a way. Oh, I didn't want to put that there. That was the house.
Registering energy shortage.
Yes, I know. I did it. Okay, that will drop it down to 97. Let's put it there instead. Right. Okay. So these numbers here, all along here, are the important ones. So as we know from this island, this is our seas, what we can put down. This is our overall population. Oh, I should have just been able to check there. My Yeah, never mind. This is our licenses. Licenses are the currency you get from missions for the NPCs. This is our income. Now, if this is red, minus, we will lose money every second. Yeah? At the moment, it's a positive, which is good, and it's only you only get that from tax. This is only from tax. You can get money from trading with NPCs. You put stuff up for trade like this. You go into this menu. You go into trade, and you select the goods you want to sell and how much of it you want to keep, just in case. And then boats will appear every so often and buy off you.
Vehicle completed.
Now, that doesn't show up in the calculations here because it's not a constant stream. But you can save your economy with trade if you haven't got enough taxes. Okay, right. So our vehicle's complete. Let's have a quick. What do we need to do? Oh yes, vegetables. Now vegetables. We should have a stock of vegetables. There you go. We have 9. So what we need to do is go down here. Yeah, so I showed you all of this now. This is your power. This is your eco. This is your resources. All here. So I got interrupted. I'm a little bit. Oh, squirrel. So yes, we'll set up a trade route in this menu here. As you can see, that's my guy's picture. Handsome fucker, but I couldn't change it. I don't think. I can't remember. So what we need to do is put in the information to tell one of our ships what to do. So what we're going to do, we're going to say to this one, you go to that island there, and I want you to load all of the vegetables you can. Okay? Once you've done that, I'd like you to come back to this island here and unload all of the vegetables you can. Okay? And the ship I want to do that is this thing. Easy done. That's that. That's simply it. There you go. That ship is now on the trade route. There you go. You can see it ghosted over. It goes to here. We'll watch it. There you go. It's just filled up with
When you
18.
take care of this for the organization, every second counts.
Okay, that's an easy one. That's a gross one. Just growing my people. Right, so there you see the ship picked up 18 vegetables, and we've got 75 rice. Come on, drop them off. There you go. We now have vegetables and rice. So what we need to do now is we've got the vegetables, we've got the rice, follow the chart, we need to build the health food factory. Now, let me stick one there, one there. There should be enough, 2 should be enough for now. And there you go.
Warning. Production halted.
Yep, fishery, that's fine because the fishery's filled up. Now, it has vegetables, it has rice. Come on out, produce some food so we can show the impact. 0 health foods, sushi type things have been eaten, consumed. Because 0 have been made. There you go, 1's been made. Come on, put it in the bin. Yay! Right, so it's been put in the warehouse. Warehouse. I think it's already been used now. There you go, 1 in the warehouse. And look at that. As they consume the food, the need is fulfilled.
Nice. The way you have everything under control here.
You're
Good for you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, the next one is going to be communicators and information, right? Information is really easy to take care of. It's just a single building. So we'll bang that one in now. communication becomes a 3-stage process. 4-stage if you can count the action production. 1, 2, 3, 4. And have I got copper on here? Yes, I have. So I can build all of those on this island. Now, if you can imagine, I'm just going to put that on patrol because I haven't found the pirates yet and I don't know where they are. There are pirates, and you can scale how influential the pirates are. Whether they're really like aggressive and there's loads of them or there's not very many, I would recommend putting them on the lowest setting as you can to start with. Yes, but I wanted to say, imagine, if you will, now that I've occupied every single one of these islands here. And each one's producing different resources for me. And at some stages of some of the productions and the needs to, is all done, all the production is done to fulfill the needs of these people, to get the next technology and so on. It's just a cycle of more complicated demands, more complicated textures. Some of the top end stuff has a maybe because what we got now, the highest one we got now is tools, isn't it? Tools is a 1, 2, 3, 4 stage, or 4 building chain at least. Some of the later ones might have 15 buildings in the chain, and some of those are underwater. So you need to get the stuff from the bottom of the sea up to a central hub, and then you get stuff from all the other islands to a central hub, to a production building. You might run out of room on your central hub, so there's a production building somewhere else, and then collect the end product and bring it to your hub where your housing and your people are. So yeah, it can become incredibly complicated. This whole structure that we've built in the time that we've been making this video is enough to provide the needs up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 needs. 5 needs, sorry. That's what we've done. We've managed to make 5 needs. Now later on it's getting more and more complicated. Yeah. So I think that's enough of me droning on with this. I might do some other episodes if you really want me to. Just say you like the idea of the game and I'll show you further progression in it. I wanted to give you a taste. As I said, this is a bit of a slow burner, but if you don't get the balance right between your income, then you're going to lose money and you're going to lose the game. You can't build anything. If you don't have the balance right with your resources, you're constantly waiting for supply. If you don't have the right eco balance, you're having an issue with you don't produce so much in a planted like these tea factories. You won't produce as much tea, so you need more tea factories just to maintain the same kind of levels. And if you don't maintain your power, nothing works. And then if you don't maintain happiness, people leave.
Seamus Green is on TV. He says our commitment will allow our grandchildren to live a better life.
There you go.
I believe him.
Good for you. So this is the the eco build. The industrial build is different. It's the same principles, exactly the same principles of building, but the difference is that you have different buildings available to you that have a much bigger impact on the environment. So you need to be more concerned with the environment than you do power, for instance. Okay, so I think what I'll do is leave it here. If you want more of this game, let me know, and I'll see what I can do, because I love this game. This is one of my games. This is my zen. This is where I go to chill. I love it. Okay, take care. Ta-da.